After a series of sufferings, after being cross-investigated and examined by Pontius Pilate, the governor of all Judea, Jesus was sentenced to a cross to be crucified along with two other common thieves. The story of the crucifixion is probably for another time. But then there was a man whose name was Joseph of Arimathea. He was a noble man, and he knew that the body of Jesus was precious. So he went and he begged and pleaded for the body of Jesus to be handed to him from the cross. The body was nail-pierced, whipped many times by the whips of Roman soldiers. His head was bruised with the crown of thorns that he wore. Gingerly, Joseph of Arimathea received the body of Jesus into his lap, and soon the women who were following him throughout his ministry, Mary Magdalene, Mary, the mother of Jesus, a few other faithful women, they came and they started weeping at the sight of Jesus, the promised one, the Messiah, the anointed one who lay dead on the lap of Joseph of Arimathea. Everything was quiet around them. The earth had come to a complete standstill. The sun had darkened to give no light. And soon they prepared his body and they laid it in a large tomb. And when they had laid it in the tomb, the Roman soldiers rolled a large stone to cover the mouth of the tomb, for they heard that this Jesus who was laid in the tomb might probably rise again, and they didn't want to take any chances. Soon there was an earthquake, and soon the graves of the people that were dead before Jesus started opening up. The dead started visiting the city. There was much chaos and confusion and sadness, and everything, absolutely everything, came to a complete standstill. On the morning of the Sabbath, the women, they rose very, very early in the morning, even before the sun rose in the distant horizon, and they took with them aromatic spices, myrrh, aloes, so many of these wonderful resins that one uses to prepare a body in the Middle East and the Near East in 1st century. And they rushed with the spices to the tomb. And when they went to the graveside, they were surprised. The large rock that had covered the tomb was rolled away. And quickly, Mary rushed inside the tomb and found that the body of Jesus was no longer there. She was perplexed, beside herself, and she came out and she started searching everywhere, saying, "Where is he? Where is he, the one that was in the tomb?" And she saw a man very near to her. And she went to him thinking that he was the gardener of the garden where the tomb was. And she said to him, Sir, do you know where he is? Do you know where they have laid him, sir? Do you know?" And he quietly looked at her and said, "Mary?" And immediately she recognized his voice and she said, "Rabboni, Rabboni," which means teacher in the Hebrew tongue. She was overjoyed that Jesus had risen. And he said to her, "Mary, don't touch me yet, for I have not ascended to my Father. Go, Mary, go and tell the other disciples that I have risen, and that I will go before them into Galilee, and I will wait for them at the appointed time." Mary's joy knew no bounds as she ran back, her hair flying in the morning breeze, her feet as swift they probably could carry her. And she went to the disciples and said, I have seen him. I have seen the Lord. I have seen him. He's alive. And he goes before you into Galilee. That, my friends, is the wonderful story of Resurrection Sunday or Easter morning, when morning broke one more time, but this time with the promise of a risen Messiah, this time of a promise of a resurrected Savior, this time bringing hope to many, many nations. And as we celebrate Easter, probably with a lot of cute Easter bunnies and Easter eggs, as we play and as we seek, we remember deep within our spirits that the empty tomb is still very present in the city of Jerusalem. There is an inscription that one can read on the entrance of the tomb, and the inscription says, He is risen. He is not here. With a shake and a rumble, the stone was rolled away. With a shake and a rumble, the stone was rolled away. Rolled away, rolled away, to bring in resurrection day. With a shake and a rumble, the stone was rolled away. I pray that the stones are rolled away from your lives. I pray that you are blessed as you listen to these stories from the Holy Bible. And I pray that the peace and the joy of Easter fills each and every one of you. You who have been following NutSpace so very faithfully. Bringing you Easter wishes once again. This is Dr. Sandhya signing off. Thank you.